My name is Richy Bryant. I grew up here in Wenatchee. I'm 26 years old. I went to Eastmont High School. I grew up with 5 brothers and 2 sisters, so there was 8 of us. And my mom struggled with addictions and drugs and alcoholism. So growing up was kind of rough. We were always in and out of foster care and never really had any stability. Always struggling in school and trying to find the right crowd to hang out in. And it wasn't until I was about 11 years old that my dad had gotten custody of me. I was in foster care, I remember, and he brought me up to Washington. I lived in Oregon. So at that point, you know, my life kind of changed a little bit, but I was still, you know, struggling with everything that I grew up with my mom. So I was smoking cigarettes and I was smoking pot, and I was always getting into trouble at school, not following the rules. At around 16, I ended up going to Job Corps because I had ran away from my dad's. And so I went to Job Corps, and I got kicked out of Job Corps because I was smoking pot. So I came back to Wenatchee from Montana, and I ended up starting to really get in trouble. I have a daughter, and I started doing drugs with my child's mother, but we started doing harder drugs. One thing led to another. You know, I lost my family, I lost my house, and then I got into really big trouble, had some drug delivery charges, and I went to prison for 28 months. When I first got locked up, it was hard, especially since I knew I was going to be locked up for a really long time. So I just started reading the Bible, and I was reading it front to back. I felt it in my heart, I felt it in my mind. I knew that that's what I needed to keep doing, so I just kept reading it. And here and there, I would find a verse that would stick out to me, like love thy enemy, because I had some people out there that I did not like. So I knew at that point, I was like, okay, I need to let this go. So I forgive, and I forgave my enemies. Our pastor in prison was amazing. He went through a lot too, so it was nice hearing it from somebody that had gone through what I had gone through. I just went there one day, and they were taking people to get baptized, and I was like, this is it, God's calling me right now. So I got up, I was like, all right, I'll do this. So I went and I got baptized, and man, that was so amazing. I came up out of the water, and I knew that God was ready to do some work in my life. After I got released from prison, I stayed in Yakima because I had a good opportunity for work. I was working for a landscape company, and I was attending church with a group of friends I had of mine, and we had a Bible study that we would all get together every Wednesday, and I had some really great people there that were really showing me the Word of God, explaining it to me in a way that I could understand. Around October of 2015, the season started ending for the landscape company, so I got in contact with my cousin, and I moved in with him in Lakewood. And I was in Lakewood for about 5-6 months. But they felt like I was ready to move back to Wenatchee, so I was looking for a job, and I heard about this job here at the church, so I started applying for it and talking to Jim and Pat, and so I started coming to interviews. I felt like this was right. God was calling me, and it worked out. I got hired. I'm excited right now because God has brought me closer to my family and has just brought everybody together, and everybody that once was not talking to me has now re-entered my life, and they all see the amazing things that God has done in my life and the changes He's made to me as a person and to just everything He's done in my life. It's amazing.